Welcome, everyone. We'll get started in about 2 minutes for more people to join before we start today's webinar. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Again, we will get started in about 1 minute for more people to join before we start today's webinar. Thank you. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our September all-stakeholder webinar for the summer EBT program, known as Sunbucks. My name is Shanshan Chen, and I'm one of the analysts on the Sunbucks team. A gentle reminder here, CDSS currently prohibits artificial intelligence AI tool use. CDSS partners and affiliates must adhere to CDSS data protection and privacy guidelines when interacting with AI and machine learning tools. We ask that all participants refrain from using AI note-taking technology in our webinar today. Any AI note-taking tools identified during the webinar will be removed. Next, I will go over our meeting controls and a few housekeeping slides. Next slide, please. As you may have noted, this webinar is held in listen-only mode. The meeting invitation provides the option to connect to audio via phone or computer, depending on your preference. This webinar will be recorded. As soon as the recording becomes available, you may follow the YouTube link on the Sunbucks webpage or go to the CDSS YouTube website to access the video recording. Next slide, please. While this webinar is in listen-only mode, you can ask about the program and today's content by using the Q&A section. To do so, select the Q&A button located on the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. You're welcome to submit a question at any time during the webinar, and they will be collected and answered at the end of the webinar during our Q&A section. Next slide, please. We also offer the chat feature in addition to Q&A. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat, share your name, location, and organization if applicable. Note that when using this feature, you have the option to select everyone, which is the default, or to select a specific participant to send your chat to. If you are having any logistical issues, you can use the chat function to ask for support from one of our co-hosts, Bernardo Villarreal, who is handling logistics today. You can go to Meeting Controls, select Bernardo Villarreal in a drop-down, type in your logistic question and hit Enter. Bernardo will respond and provide you with an answer to your question. Please note that the chat feature is to be used for logistical questions only. All program-related questions should be asked in the Q&A section so we can better keep track of, respond to, and document the questions. Next slide, please. In today's webinar, we will provide a brief background and an overview of Sunbucks for those who are not familiar with the program. Share 2025 card issuance and usage information, discuss 2025 outreach campaigns, go over our customer service efforts, disaster response, also share information about our 2026 program planning. And as always, we'll provide some time for questions and answers and share information for our next webinar. With that said, I'll hand it over to Ruben to talk about the Sunbucks basics. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Shen. Hello, my name is Ruben Guerra, and I'm an analyst on the Sunbucks team. Let's go over the Sunbucks program. Next slide, please. Before we get into specifics, we will define terminology that is important to know for the upcoming slides. One of the requirements for Sunbucks eligibility is that a child attend a school that participates in the National School Lunch Program, also known as NSLP, or the School Breakfast Program, also known as SBP. The NSLP and SBP are federal programs available to qualifying schools that serve meals to students. It is overseen by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and administered by the California Department of Education. Schools that operate NSLP and SBP are required to offer free or reduced price meals to eligible children. Another term we may refer to throughout this presentation is the Summer Operational Period, SOP. For California, the 2025 Summer Operational Period was June 1st through September 2nd. The Department of Education reviewed available school calendars and found that over 90% of California schools are on break during this time. Please note that even though we have passed the end of the 2025 SOP, children identified as eligible during the Summer Operational Period will still be able to receive their Sunbucks 2025 cards in the upcoming months. In California, the compulsory age to attend school for children is ages 6 through 18. So when we say school age, we're referring to children between the ages of 6 and 18. Lastly, we will hear CEP or Provision 2 School. CEP stands for Community Eligibility Provision School. CEP or Provision 2 schools allows the nation's highest poverty schools and districts to serve breakfast and lunch at no cost to all enrolled students without collecting family applications. Next slide, please. So, what are Sunbucks? The Sunbucks program helps families with school-age children buying groceries during the summer months when kids might not have access to school meals. Each eligible kid receives one lump sum of 120 Sunbucks food benefits that are loaded onto an electronic benefits transfer card, or EBT card for short. So for June, July, and August. Sunbucks can be used like a debit card, or to buy food like fruits, vegetables, meat, whole grains, and dairy at grocery stores, farmers markets, and other places that accept CalFresh benefits. The children who get Sunbucks can still participate in other summer meal programs. So in short, Sunbucks benefits work like CalFresh benefits. Sunbucks cannot be used for hot foods, pet foods, cleaning or household supplies, personal hygiene items, or medicine. As an important reminder, Sunbucks benefits have no impact on immigration status, and families receiving Sunbucks are not considered a public charge. Next slide, please. The Sunbucks ABCs of eligibility are presented here to show the method through which a child can be determined eligible for Sunbucks. So we have Group B and C in the kiwi color. On the right are those automatically enrolled due to streamlined certification. Now, these children are receiving CalFresh, CalWorks, Medi-Cal, are certified at or under 185% of the federally poverty level, or who are certified for free or reduced price meals through direct certification, categorical eligibility, or NSLP, SPP participation. A much smaller group of children is Group A, who are not streamlined certified. Those in the mango color on the left. These children need to apply by submitting a school meal application or universal benefit application. Please be aware that some children who receive Medi-Cal may need to apply, as we will discuss next. Now, I'll hand it over to Karina to discuss some important nuisances in the Sunbucks rules. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Ruben. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karina Gonzalez, and I'm an analyst on the Sunbucks team. As previously mentioned, not all children receiving Medi-Cal are Streamline certified for Sunbucks. This is because federal rules stipulate that to be automatically eligible for Sunbucks, families must be certified with a household income at or under 185% of the federal poverty level. While there are many Medi-Cal recipients who meet this criteria and are automatically eligible for Sunbucks, this isn't true for everyone on the program. For example, children who get Social Security income, such as Supplemental Security Income or State Supplementary Payments, also known as SSP, or Adoption Assistance Program, AAP, payments, can also get Medi-Cal, but may not be certified at or under the 185% of the federal poverty level and will need to apply. To apply, families must submit a school meal application or a universal benefits application to their child's school. We will provide more information about the UBA in the next slide. While the deadline to apply for 2025 Sunbucks has passed, families may still apply for 2026 Sunbucks as of today. Next slide, please. CDE has released the Universal Benefits Application forms in multiple languages on their website, and we will post a link in the chat. This link also provides instructions on how to process the UBAs. To access the English version, click on the UBA template posted on the webpage. Versions in other languages are also available. Schools can download the UBA template and make the UBA available to their students. The UBAs are used by CEP and Provision 2 schools to determine eligibility for Sunbucks. Local education agencies, or LEAs, will process the applications. Therefore, families must submit their UBA forms directly to their school or school district. It is important that families do not send their UBAs to the California Department of Education, California Department of Social Services, or county welfare offices. Only individual schools and school districts will process UBAs. When determining the Sunbucks eligibility for UBA applicants, the 2025-2026 income eligibility guidelines for reduced price meals apply. The requirements are posted online. We will also share the link in the chat. Please note again that the deadline to submit a UBA for Sunbucks 2025 has passed. Any UBA submissions after September 2nd, 2025 will only be considered for 2026 Sunbucks benefits. With that said, Jeremy will go over our 2025 card issuance and usage information. Next slide, please.
Thanks, Karina. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Pagan, and I'm a manager on the Sunbucks team. The next few slides will cover the card issuance and usage information for the 2025 Sunbucks program. Next slide, please. Due to the large volume of eligible children in California, Sunbucks card issuances occur in two stages. Stage 1 covers the kids in groups B and C who are Streamline certified. These families started receiving their cards in early June and continued through the end of July, meaning Stage 1 issuances are now complete. CDSS issued a total of over 3.66 million Sunbucks cards in this stage. Stage 2 issuances address new eligibility determinations made in the summer operational period. These include kids in Group A, as described earlier, who may become newly eligible through CalWORKS, CalFresh, and Medi-Cal, or through newly approved UBA or summer meal applications. This stage also includes any issuances as a result of a customer service inquiry. As of September 1st, we have sent out over 198,000 cards for Stage 2. Stage 2 families began receiving their cards in mid-June and will continue through fall of 2025. Next slide, please. The 2025 Sunbucks card front and back images are shown on this slide. The Code of Federal Regulations requires that benefits be expunged or removed 122 days from when the benefits are loaded onto the card. Benefits cannot be reloaded to cards once they have been removed. Therefore, families who also receive CalFresh should prioritize using their Sunbucks cards before they expire. Families may contact the Sunbucks helpline or use the EBT Edge app, more on that in the next slide, if they would like to know their card expungement date. EBT Edge shows the date benefits were loaded onto the card, and from here, families can add 122 days to figure out the expungement date. Next slide, please. Please note that Sunbucks cards can only be used to purchase food after a personal identification number, also known as a PIN, has been set up. Families can set up their PINs by following the instructions that come with the card. For enhanced security, we encourage families to download the free EBT Edge mobile app to create a PIN and learn how to protect their benefits. The EBT Edge mobile app icon is depicted here on this slide. This tool will provide enhanced card security features, including the ability to create or change your PIN, check when the benefits were loaded onto the card, check the card's balance, and freeze or unfreeze the card. More information can be found at www.ebt.ca.gov. We will post the link in the chat. And with that said, I will hand it over to Osmar to share some more 2025 Sunbucks statistics. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Jeremy. Hello, everyone. My name is Osmar Meza, and I'm an analyst on the Sunbucks team. We have a 2025 Universal Benefits application update to share with you. As we mentioned before, families not automatically eligible needed to submit their UBA forms to their school or school district by September 2nd of 2025 to apply for 2025 Sunbucks benefits. As of August 28, 2025, we have identified over 10,000 eligible children received 2025 Sunbucks benefits through the submission of a UBA. If a family has questions about UBA submission, they should contact their schools or school district. Again, please note that all UBA submissions post September 2nd of 2025 will only be considered for 2026 Sunbucks benefits. Next slide, please. Now let's look at the 2025 card usage and status data. The table on the left shows our most recent data as of September 7th of 2025. In total, families have pinned over 3.04 million cards for a pin rate of 78.8%. Value of the benefits on those cards is over $365 million. Of those benefits, families have spent more than $343 million, which is approximately 94.1% of the value of the pinned cards. The chart on the right looks at the total number of cards that we've mailed out. Other than the over 3.04 million cards with pins selected, we also have over 153,000 cards that were undeliverable. This results in around 665,000 cards that were delivered but not pinned. We would like to highlight that this number, which is the number of delivered but not pinned cards, have dropped by over 164,000 compared to the data from August 11th of 2025, indicating an increase in the card pinning rate. It's worth noting that some of those 665,000 cards may have gone to the wrong address due to bad data or to families moving, some of whom may have called into the call center to get a replacement card. Moreover, some cards may have gone to families that simply chose not to participate in the program. Next slide, please. On this slide, we'd like to show you the 2025 card pinning trend with a year-over-year comparison to our 2024 numbers at similar times. Since Sunbucks cards can only be used after being pinned, the pinning trend serves as a good indicator of how families are starting to utilize their Sunbucks benefits over a certain period of time. In general, we see a steady increase of card pinning percentages for 2025. According to our most recent data from September 7th, the card pinning rate has increased to 78.8%. This rate is 1.8% greater than our Sunbucks 2024 final pin rate, which was 77%. We also observe a 7.3% year-over-year increase in the pinning rates as of September 7th of 2025 from a year ago in 2024, as shown on the slide. Moving forward, we expect to see continuous increase in card pinning rates, especially with our various outreach campaign efforts to remind folks to pin and use their Sunbucks benefits. With that said, I will hand over to Valeria to talk about our 2025 outreach efforts. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Osmar. Hello, my name is Valeria Coney Montoya, and I'm an analyst with the Sunbucks team. This section of our presentation will speak of the outreach campaigns for 2025 to encourage eligible families to either apply or properly use their Sunbucks benefits. Next slide, please. First up is the 2025 benefit issuance campaign. This campaign aims to notify families about receiving Sunbucks cards in 2025. As of August 29th, we have sent over 1.8 million automated messages, including over 1.42 million emails and 461,000 texts to families who received Sunbucks. Families also received a mail insert within the envelope containing their card. The benefit issuance campaign will continue until all the 2025 cards have been delivered. Next slide, please. We also have the card pinning reminder and disaster response campaign. The card pinning reminder campaign is currently ongoing to remind all families with unpinned cards approximately 30 days after their cards are mailed. Last year, we learned that some families may change addresses without notifying their counties or schools. This results in their Sunbucks cards being mailed to the wrong address. While we do encourage families to report and update address changes to their local county office and schools, this effort serves as an additional way to help families get their cards before the benefits are expunged. As of September 12th, 2025, we have distributed over 644,000 total automated messages, including over 489,000 emails and 155,000 texts. In addition, we distribute flyers to our stakeholders and on our webpage and remind families to pin their Sunbucks cards using our CDSS social media posts. Ever since we launched the card pinning reminder campaign on June 30th, we have noticed a sustained increase in the Sunbucks pinning rate. Even though this is our first year launching this campaign, it's been quite effective and successful. The most pronounced increases to the pin rate started a few weeks after we deployed the campaign, which is about the right time for folks to get the messages, call the call center, address any issues that come up, and start using the cards in large enough numbers to really have an impact on our data. Disaster response is an as-needed campaign. When there's a major disaster occurring and a timely reported extension, TRE, has been approved, We sent automated messaging to families in the affected areas. Next slide, please. To continue, the outreach campaign of Expungement Reminder is ongoing now. This campaign aims at reminding families who are getting close to their expungement date to use their SunBucks benefits before they expire. As of September 12th, we have sent over 1.8 million automated messages, including over 825,000 emails and 263,000 texts. In addition, we mail expunge reminder postcards to reach families for whom a phone number or email is not available to receive an automated message. As of September 12th, we have mailed over 607,000 expungement reminder postcards. Next slide, please. To support diverse family needs, our SunBucks outreach materials are available in 19 different languages, including Arabic, Armenian, Cambodian, Chinese, English, Farsi, French, Hindi, Hmong, Korean, Lao, Portuguese, Punjabi, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Tagalog, Thai, and Vietnamese. Please note that the automated messages are delivered using the family's preferred language on file. If no preference is listed, we will default to English. One exception for the disaster response automated messaging, as it will only be sent in English or Spanish. Next slide, please. We also have a page on our CDSS SunBucks website specifically designed for our partners, as shown on screen. We will share the link in the chat. We encourage all of our partners to actively utilize and share the resources found in this page, which includes flyers, infographics, newsletters, recordings, and PowerPoints of our previous webinars, and much more. We thank you for your continued collaboration and support. Next slide, please. On the screen, you will see two examples of the flyers and infographics that we've been using in outreach to remind those families who have already received their cards to create a PIN and to explain other important information about SunBucks, such as how to use it, what SunBucks can and cannot buy, etc. We have all the outreach flyers and infographics in 19 different languages. They're available on our partners' webpage and are shared in our CDSS Facebook and Instagram accounts on a regular basis. To our community partners, please feel free to use the preferred language versions of your client groups as you see fit. And with that being said, I'll hand it over to Giselle to talk about customer service and disaster response. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Valeria. Good afternoon. My name is Giselle, and I am an analyst in the SunBucks program. We will first look at SunBucks customer service. Next slide, please. Customer service is a huge piece to the success of the program. The helpline phone number is provided here on this slide and can also be found in the SunBucks card mailer, on the back of the SunBucks card, and on our website. The call center helps families with PIN setup, car replacements, provide expungement dates, address changes, both general and complex eligibility questions, and field escalations to CDSS and CDE as necessary. Escalations could include requests for benefit replacements due to family misfortune, eligibility disputes, or missing eligibility. Next slide, please. Our SunBucks helpline provides automated support 24 hours a day, 7 days per week. Live agents are also available Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. The prompts of what button to press when people call in have recently changed. When calling the helpline, they'll need to listen carefully to the different dial options from the menu and make appropriate choices. Due to the large volume of calls, callers may expect some waiting time. We kindly ask for your patience while trying to connect with a live agent. Next slide, please. Now we'll share some data on the calls received in the month of August. The first table shows the total number of calls received in August, broken down by language, for a total of 67,021 calls. The second table shows the 5 largest types of calls received for the month of August. Car reissue, address change, with 20,640 calls. Eligibility questions, with 19,862 calls. Car mailing status, with 17,037 calls. Demographic changes, with 16,481 calls. And finally, cars lost or stolen, with 5,318 calls. Next slide, please. We also have a few important reminders here. For those families who have received notifications to pin their cards, or their cards are getting close to the expungement date, but they haven't received the cards yet, they should contact the helpline immediately by calling 877-328-9677. If a child receives more than one issuance, the family must also notify the helpline and destroy the duplicate card received. Last but not least, all SunBucks applications, either via UBA or school meal application, submitted post September 2nd, 2025, will only be considered for 2026 SunBucks benefits. Next slide, please. Now, we will look at SunBucks disaster response. Next slide, please. We'll start by explaining how the disaster response works for SunBucks. Families may experience a disaster or misfortune that results in food loss after they have already purchased food with their SunBucks benefits. SunBucks rules allow families to request for replacement benefits to help them recover the loss of food that they use SunBucks benefits to purchase. Families who were impacted by a disaster or misfortune have 10 days to report their food loss to the SunBucks helpline. Family misfortunes include but are not limited to power outages or evacuations. Families can make a request for benefit replacements by calling 877-328-9677. Approved requests will have benefits reissued. We want to stress that benefit replacements are replacements for food that was purchased with SunBucks and subsequently lost. Families experiencing a disaster or misfortune are not automatically eligible for replacement SunBucks. Those who receive SunBucks but haven't spent any benefits yet and then experience a disaster are not eligible for replacement. Next slide, please. The federally approved Timely Reporting Extension, or TRE, provides additional time for impacted SunBucks families to report their food loss due to major disasters such as wildfires, earthquakes, severe storms, and power outages in their area. The standard 10-day timeframe to report an incident of SunBucks food loss is extended to 30 days. As a reminder, families that were affected by recent disasters can make a request for the replacement of SunBucks benefits by calling 877-328-9677. We have one active TRE for Fresno and Calaveras counties for zip codes 93210, 95222, and 95247 due to the SALT 14-2 fire and the 2-7 fire. This extension is in effect until October 1st, 2025. Information about active and past timely reporting extensions can be found on the disaster response webpage, which will be shared in the chat. Next slide, please. When a timely reporting extension or TRE is approved, SUMBUG sends out automated messages to families, notifying them of the extension to request a benefit replacement. The automated messages are sent to families who have used their benefits, who live in an area of the disaster for which a TRE is approved, and have a contact phone number or email on file. Emails and text messages are sent out in English and Spanish to families approximately 5 days from the TRE approval. Families will receive an English message if their language is other than English and Spanish. Automated messages will be sent to families in Fresno and Calaveras counties around September 19th, notifying them of the current TRE. Now, I will hand over to Shenshen to talk about 2026 program planning. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Giselle. Now we'd like to share with you the 2026 program planning updates. Next slide, please. While we're still in the 2025 SUMBUG cycle, we have started the 2026 program planning. Our interim plan for operations and management, IPOM, was submitted to FNS last month, August 2025, which includes the estimated SUMBUG card issuances, tentative administrative budget, and budget narrative. We received some follow-up clarifying questions last week and provided California's responses yesterday, September 15. We've also started working on the POM, which is due by February 15th, 2026, but we plan to get it submitted by the end of this calendar year. The POM is the detailed plan that states, territories, and tribal organizations must submit to FNS to operate the SUMBUG program. It outlines how they will identify, enroll, and issue benefits to eligible children, along with detailing other program operational plans and waiver requests. We don't plan on making any major program changes this year, so the program should run similarly to how it ran in 2025, though we're working to begin issuing earlier in May 2026 to get more cards out during the summer operational period. Next, let's review the Q&A section together. Next slide, please. But first, a quick reminder that this webinar was recorded. A link to all presentation materials will be published on the website once available. Please note these require time and patience for ADA accessibility and translation. You can find recordings from our prior stakeholder webinars on the SUMBUG playlist as part of the CDSS YouTube channel. You will see the link on the slide, and also will be shared in the chat. Now we'd like to hear from you. What questions do you have? You can ask your questions using the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen, and we will answer verbally and in writing. For now, I will go over the questions that have already been asked and answered throughout the webinar. So our very first question was, I received several UBAs before the September 2nd deadline. However, the Data Services Department and my district only upload information to CalPads monthly, which can be after the September 2nd deadline. Will those students still receive their benefits? And the answer is 2025 SUMBUG eligibility records derived from UBAs is not pulled from CalPads, but instead must be uploaded to the Supplemental SUMBUG Collection SSBC in the Education Data Collection System, EDCS. EDCS will be open for 2025 SUMBUG eligibility record submissions through December 2025. Instructions for the data submission can be found here, and we will share the link in the chat. The next question is, I've heard of a fraudulent EBT Edge application that has been charging $50. When sharing information about the EBT Edge app, families be made aware of the correct application icon or warned of the fraudulent application? And the answer is, thank you for this information. If you have additional information on the fraudulent application, please send to our inbox at sunbucks@dss.ca.gov. And this can be shared in the chat too, so that we can further investigate and ensure families are aware of the proper app. We have displayed the icon of the app on our slide for reference, but we can also verbally warn families. Please send more information when you have a chance. And the next question is, should the district or nutrition services department be handling this? And the answer is, LEAs are responsible for deciding which staff will process or verify UBAs. Please note that cafeteria funds cannot be used for Sunbucks or UBA-related work. The next question is overtime pay to be included towards gross income calculations during verification review? And the answer is, regularly, recurring income should be included in gross income calculations when conducting verification review. For example, if the overtime is a one-time event, it would not be counted. If the overtime is recurring or regular, then it should be considered. You can find additional verification resources on the CDE Sunbucks webpage, and we will share the link in the chat. The next question is, if the district decide that the nutrition services staff will be responsible, does this work needs to be completed outside of the nutrition hours, extra pay, or if they are completed during the nutrition hours, then the PAR will need to be completed? And the answer is, if nutrition staff are processing UBAs, then the PAR may be utilized to track the hours that staff spend on Sunbucks. That time must be paid for with non-cafeteria funds. The following question is, when is the deadline to apply for 2026 Sunbucks? And the answer is, the deadline to apply for 2026 Sunbucks is August 31st, 2026. The following question, for verification, is there a software that will automatically determine the percentage of UBAs that need to be verified? And the answer is, some student information systems have been equipped with tools to assist with verification. You will need to check with your school district to determine what is available at the local level. LEAs must ensure that 3% of approved UBAs are verified for eligibility. Okay, and our last question is information on Sunbucks verification process. And the answer is, the Sunbucks webpage includes a verification tab with guidance, verification FAQs in the FAQ tab, and verification resources in the resources tab. And we'll share the link in the chat. Okay, so these are all the questions that we have got so far. And we still have some time, and we're gonna move on to the next slide. But meanwhile, if any of you have the last minute questions, please feel free to use the Q&A button to ask the question, and we'll try our best to answer the questions. Okay, so with that said, now as we are out of the summer operational period, we will host webinar every 2 months. So our next webinar will be on Tuesday, November 18th. Please be on the lookout for November's invite. Meanwhile, for anyone who would like to be included in Sunbucks communications, please send us a request at sunbucks dss.ca.gov. Thank you all for your participation. Let me check if we have any final questions. Okay, seems like we do. Okay, so another question. If OT is consistently worked, but the amount fluctuates, how should that be calculated? And the answer is, for support on specific verification cases, please reach out to the CDE at summerebt@cde.ca.gov, and we can share the email address in the chat as well. The next question. Children who are enrolled in low-cost daycare programs, for example, Kigango, are those children eligible for some bucks? And the answer is, children not enrolled in California schools are only eligible for some bucks if they are between the ages of 6 through 18 and participate in CalFresh, CalWorks, or Medi-Cal at or under 185% of the federal poverty level. And we still have a few more questions. And the next question is there a webinar available on SumBucks verification? And the answer is, there is not a SumBucks webinar specific to verification. Verification resources are available on the CDE SumBucks webpage, and we'll share the link in the chat. The next question. Per CalPATS Flash 297, the eligibility for 2025 SumBucks says September 2nd, 2025. I just heard you mention December 2025 is the deadline for 2025 SumBucks. Which one is it? And the answer is, the 2025 SumBucks application deadline was September 2nd, 2025. All right, and our very last question is, if the LEA receives less than 20 UBAs, 3% would be less than one application. Does one application need to be verified? And the answer is no. If 3% of approved applications rounded down to the nearest whole number equals 0, then you do not need to verify any applications. Okay, so we have answered all the questions that have been answered, have been asked, and that brings us to the end of the webinar. Thank you all again for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you.